Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hey friend, my name is Kiryaoni. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you are notified every single time that I upload. Okay you guys, so I took a little break, a mini break. I have been in summer classes for the past 2 months, so I haven't, even though the spring semester was over, I was not out of school. I was doing school during the summer. That finished, and I was exhausted because I basically took another 12 credits, like a whole semester of credits in 2 months essentially. So I was exhausted. I needed a break, and school actually starts next week for me. I'm in my senior year, okay? Pop a bottle for your girl. Because I'm ready to get out. If you are new, I go to Howard University and I am a chemistry major, so I am like, I'm ready to go, y'all. I'm ready to go. So with that being said, I needed a break. I might not be able to be as consistent. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I might not be as consistent as I'm starting to get my foot and my grounding in this last year, and trying to make sure that I do this last year off with a bang. I definitely won't completely disappear, but I do want to put that disclaimer. However, I'm gonna try my best to continue to do YouTube and continue to come out with videos for you guys, because I do really like it and it's a lot of fun for me. But anyways, besides that disclaimer, obviously you can see we're making this L-wire LED, not LED, what's the word I'm looking for? Neon light sign. Actually, let me show y'all how it turns on. So this is what my sign looks like. I have it above. Ooh, yes y'all, I got some couches. Okay, super cute. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. But this is what it looks like on the wall. I can turn it on. I'm actually get up on my couch so y'all can see. I have my battery pack over here so that I can feel it. And hold up, where is it? Nope, it's back here. There we go, right here. And I can push it like that, and it cycles in 3 cycles. So this is 1 cycle, this is another, and then this is the last one, and it flickers very quick, and then the last one is off. So yeah, you guys, I hope you try out this DIY, and if you guys want to see how I got this right here, this fire, then keep on watching. Let's get into the video, y'all. Alright you guys, so we're gonna first start off with painting our canvas. Now this video is gonna be a long one, so get your snacks, get your drinks, get your dinner, whatever you need, because I want to make sure that you guys understand exactly how I did this. So we're first gonna start off with making our custom color. I showed you guys 4 acrylics, but you only need 2, gray and white, or you can use black and white, whichever floats your boat. And we're going to make our custom base color. Now we're gonna do at least 2 coats of our base color, because we're going to be watering down our paint, so we don't want our canvas to be exposed in any way. We don't want the water to take away paint and then expose the canvas, and so we have like little splotches where there's no paint. Like, that's not good. So we're gonna go ahead, do our 2 base coats like I said, and then we're going to do our veining. Now at first I had to wing it, or not I had to, but I did. I winged it because I figured, like, okay, you just do it, you just make your lines and then diffuse them, right? Which is essentially what we are doing. However, I did not have the right tools, and I didn't know that. So I'm gonna link the video down below that I watched of an artist doing a marbling technique. His was the only that I could find that actually looked like how I wanted mine. But you know, you could do your due diligence and find whatever tutorial that you want, but I'll link his down below. But yeah, so you guys see me, I'm trying to diffuse it with these little brushes, and that was my problem. Don't do that. But what we will do is water down whatever paint that you want to do your veining with, and you're going to take the thinnest brush that you can find, and you're going to just make organic lines. It really doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then you guys see I got my new brushes in here, and that's what's going to be very important to making this look real, because we want to make sure that we use our brush to like beat. If you guys do your makeup, you know, you beat your face, you beat your foundation, you want it to blend. That's essentially what we're doing here. However, we want to use a light touch. It might look like I'm beating it very hard, but I'm really not, you guys. I'm very, very light, and I'm wetting my brush, and the brush is clean. Make sure that you're using a clean brush. I have a little painting cloth that I was using in my process, and I just made sure that whenever I wet the brush, I just patted it on the cloth to make sure that it was being diffused. And you guys see right now, the more that I beat it and all this other stuff. And what's very important also, you don't want to touch it when it's super duper duper wet, but you do want to make sure when you do go back and forth, you guys see me doing it right now, when you do use the brush, you want to go in all different types of directions. So I touched that place that I was at right now, that was a little too wet, so I just waited a couple seconds because it's acrylic, guys. It dries very fast. And then you're gonna go back and forth, up and down, diagonal, like every which way. Use the brush every direction, because that's what's going to make sure that it is diffused, but it also stays in place, which is ironic, right? Because do you need to move it every which way for it to stay in place? Like, that doesn't really make sense. But I promise you guys, it just diffuses it evenly. Maybe that's what it is. It's diffusing it evenly, so we do get that natural look. And if all else fails, just go over it with another coat of your base coat, a thinned out coat of your base coat, because that'll help it naturally diffuse. And if, like I told you guys earlier, my paint was a little too wet, so I went in with that same cloth and just blotted it, because it'll remove some of the water. But yeah, once you get the hang of it, and just keep, I'm telling you guys, just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it will work out. So once I finish this, I know it's very light and it's very faint, but that's what I wanted. And also, I kind of wanted to stop while I was ahead. You know, I didn't want to do too much and then ruin what progress I had made, because I think it looks very nice and very natural. So I let that dry, and now we're going to go ahead and get our font. We're going to go make our template. So I'm on fontspace.com. You can use whatever one you want to use, and I found what font I wanted to use, and I downloaded it. You can go ahead and type in whatever text that you want. Mine is Queendom, so that's why you guys see that there. Download it, and now I have a Mac, so this is going to be directions for you downloading it on your Mac. But you go ahead, open up your font book, press that plus icon, and then you can download that font to your computer. So now I went into Word, and you guys can see the font is now downloaded onto my Mac OS. So now I can type it in my Microsoft Word, and I'm gonna blow it up because we need to take a screen capture of this, because we are essentially going to be making a poster out of our Word so that we can use that as our template. So go ahead, type out whatever word you want to, and we're gonna use our screen grab, and then we're going to do our select area. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And we're going to screen grab that, save it to your computer, and now we can go ahead and make our poster, so to speak. So in order to make our poster, we have to go to rasterbaiter.net. I know it sounds weird, but we're going to use this to make our poster, so you can just set it to your dimensions, and then we'll use that. What's up, guys? So I finished my painting, and I am not going to go any further. You guys might be like, oh girl, that's real faint. But sis, listen, I got scared. I don't want to I feel like it looks decent right now. So, and it looks like marble. Sent it to some people, and they confirmed that it looked like it was marble. So I'm like, okay, cool. We gonna stick with this, all right? I'm not trying to mess it up any further. I came on camera because I finished this, and now I wanted to show you guys what the stuff looks like printed out. So I printed out my thing, and actually I want to go show you guys. And hold on, hopefully. Okay, we still lighting is good. So let me show y'all. So this is what I was talking about. This is the word Queendom. This is what I was trying to, okay, Kyra, Come on now, upper body straight, child. This is all types of wacky. I did paint this, but this was the part that I wanted to replicate for my sign. And kind of like same type of vibe. Like I was gonna do these type of splotch thingies, but I decided to try marble. So this is what it looks like right here. Boom, boom, boom. And so mine was 4 pages. As you can see, they have gaps. I thought it was gonna be kind of like one over the other. So one side wouldn't have a gap and one side would, so you could just tape it on top, but that's not what it is, which is fine because this is a free thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a ruler, I'm gonna score this and cut it off so that I can then put it on top like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to turn it around. We're gonna take it back to kindergarten, turn it around, shade the area where all of our text is, and then we're gonna flip it back around, and then we're going to trace our words so that it transfers onto the canvas, and so that we know where we want to put our stuff, we can trace it and everything like that. And then also what you want to do when you have this is you want to plan your entry and exit points, right? So I'll show you guys this when I'm finished, but essentially what we're going to do is we're going to mark X's where we're going to have our stuff poke through, where we're gonna have our wire come through, and mark X's where we're gonna have it exit, and then we can draw a line from one exit point to an entry point, so we know just how everything is gonna work out and make sure that everything is gonna be nice and flawless. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll come back on camera and show y'all what I did. So we went ahead and finished our template. This is what it looks like, and this is what the back looks like. I went ahead and shaded all of that area, and now we're going to transfer it onto our canvas. So my canvas is fully dry. This is the next day, and you guys can see in this exposure, you guys can see more what I'm talking about. I think I had my last clips overexposed, so it was kind of hard to see. But what we're gonna do, tape down your template, and then we're going to I use the pen because it's not as sharp. You can use a pencil if you want to, but using a rounded pen, that will allow you to get a very good transfer. So I checked it at first. Once I did my cue, it was really good, and so boom, remove it, and now we have that perfectly. So now we're going to do our entry and exit points, and that's what I did. I wrote that out on my template to kind of figure out how I was going to be able to make everything work. Now this is the L wire that I'm using. I got it off of Amazon. I believe it was like $9, and I believe I got the 15 feet one because I didn't want to not have enough. So we're going to use our X-Acto knife. You can use scissors if you want, but yeah, we're going to use our X-Acto knife. We're going to punch our entry and exit points, and then we're going to use super glue. Now, I was going to use hot glue. You guys know I use hot glue for everything, but I didn't think that was smart because I don't have a very precise nozzle, and whenever I use my hot glue, it always squeezes out everywhere. Like, it's not as precise. So I got the super glue, and y'all, let me tell you something. I'm probably gonna be using the super glue for a lot more stuff because it was so nice. It was perfect. It bonded very quickly, and it also has, you saw those blue things on the side? That's how you squeeze it. So you don't really have to like try to maneuver your hands and trying to get the squeeze out. Like, no, you just have to go on the sides, and it's really not hard to squeeze out. And it just comes right out, and it bonds in literally seconds. So I used my jewelry pliers with this. I strongly recommend that you get some jewelry pliers for your project, especially if you're gonna have to cut some close corners like how I have to. But I'm just showing you guys I'm working in sections. And something that I realized halfway through, or just, doing this project, is that the more you hold it kind of taut, the easier and the more smoother that it will come out. Like the front, I think it looks good, just the whole thing looks good. But you'll notice like towards the end, it looks super smooth. And that's because I was really holding it taut at whatever point that I was attaching it. So you're gonna go ahead and glue everything down, and then right before your hole, you're going to make sure that you take off the little cap that's on the end of the wire so that you can thread it through the bottom, and then thread it back in to your entry point, your next entry point. Now, you can cut this, but definitely wait until everything is done and everything is over. But we want to make sure that we take off the cap at the end of the L wire, because if you don't, then you're gonna have to make a bigger hole. And I got up really close so you guys could see the holes super up close if you're looking for them. If you're looking for them. But out of far, you don't really notice it. It looks very sleek, very professional. So we want to make sure that our holes are as small as possible, and in order for that to happen, we do have to take off the cap. So long as you replace it, it just protects the internal electrics. But so long as you replace it immediately, yours should be fine, and so long as you don't bend it too much, you should be fine. Now, I threaded mine. I didn't have a lot of entry and exit points because I wanted it to really look like cursive, and if you use too many entry and exit points, it won't look as fluid. So I did have to manipulate and bend my wire a lot more than if you did straight boxy letters. But that's the good thing about L wire, and that's why it's so important for you to use the super glue, because you guys see, literally, I just did that. I literally just placed that, and then I was able to go right around the E and change the angle pretty dramatically. So we just want to make sure that we're being gentle with the wire, but also it is L wire, which means that it is flexible, which is really good because we want to get this fluid, more cursive look. Now, I did want to show you guys specifically how I did the D in Queendom. Now, I'm using my jewelry pliers, and this is why I'm saying it's very important. If you have something, a letter like this, like if you have a U and the E's, those aren't really that hard. But when it came to doing the D, and when you write it in cursive, it all has to be continuous. So I could have done an exit point where you guys see that little curve where I bent it, and then do another entry point at the end of the curve. But like I said, I just really wanted it to be I just wanted it all to be continuous. So use your jewelry pliers and you can squeeze it together. You don't have to exert a lot of pressure. And like I said, with the super glue, it bonds literally in seconds. So it really helped me to be able to mold it and just keep it the way that I molded it. And yeah, so use your jewelry pliers and you're just gonna squeeze the end. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the right here with the super glue. So I'm doing my super glue, and again, holding it taut like I mentioned earlier, and then I'm gonna use my pliers to bend it over and squeeze. And so I did that, I believe, on maybe 2 or 3 occasions. Because I do it again with the O and then again with the M. And you guys see, I just go right in and then squeeze it to make it nice and flush, and so it looks like it's one. We don't want it to look like it is 2 different pieces of string wire next to each other. You guys know what I'm saying. We want it to look continuous. So that's how I was able to do that. And I was checking my light continuously to make sure that I wasn't overexerting the wire. So go ahead, make sure that you check your light. Mine takes AA batteries. Make sure that you put some batteries in there. Well, first of all, check it before you start gluing it, because you don't want to have a faulty wire and then do all this work for it to not work. But you definitely do want to check it during the process just to make sure you're not short-circuiting anything. So yep, that's the technique that I use. And then at the end of my M, that was my last exit point. And then once you get your last exit point and put your L wire through there, that's where then you can cut it. And then don't forget to take the cap on the end, the very end of the wire, and put it on the new end of the wire once you cut it. right, you guys, so now that we finished and we put our L wire through our last exit point, we can go ahead and turn it on. It looked good. It's looking good. So I'm gonna flip it around and show you guys what the back is looking like. I removed the clip from the battery pack so it can lay more flush and not be as bulky, and then I went in with some masking tape also off camera to cover the exposed L wire so it doesn't come through the canvas. So go ahead and cut that excess, replace the cap like I told you guys earlier, and this is what it looks like on my wall. Oh, I'm so happy with this. It looks so good, y'all. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe, do all of the things, y'all, and I will see you guys next Friday. Peace.